Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is all that you missed, the highlights from Premier League Game Week 10. There is so much to talk about. I'm currently just like sipping my tea because it's freezing. It's like November came and Spain was just like, yeah, no, the weather is going down. And so it's absolutely freezing actually here. I'm joined by Kendall. As always, Ken, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Honestly, it is the absolute same here. It is freezing cold, raining. I really hate the winter. Like, the winter just is not me at all. Considering, like, I live in the UK and, like, 9 months of the year is winter. Like, I still hate it. I absolutely hate it. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to this at all.
And the winters
We've
here
got
actually
we've got a little bitch in the background because she's been to school today, and it was Halloween. It was like Halloween party at school today. So she's, if you wonder why she's got makeup on, it's because of that.
I'm sure that was so fun. Oh, well, guys, there's obviously so much to talk about. The big talking point from today, especially, is that Spurs sacked Nuno after their 3-0 defeat against Manchester United, which is pretty big that they took action, I think, so quickly, seeing as we've kind of seen Man United dilly-dallying for a few weeks or even months now.
Yeah.
So what do you make of them sacking him and of the rumors that basically Antonio Conte is going to be his successor?
Yeah, as I said earlier, I'm going to be so frustrated if they sack Nuno and like literally the next day they've got Conte, because we are now nearly 3 weeks in without a manager, and it's just like so frustrating. Obviously, Man United fans will be super frustrated because they want Ollie gone, and he doesn't look like he's going anywhere soon. So Nuno won El Sacico, if you will, at the weekend. If Tottenham get Conte, it's going to be like, they're gonna do okay. I think they're gonna get at least top 6. Conte won't allow the likes of Harry Kane's ego to get in the way and things like that. So yeah, I think he'll be fine. How do you feel as obviously as ex-Chelsea manager? How do you feel?
Yeah, it's kind of like I've seen like some people have like very strong feelings like, oh, if somebody manages Chelsea, they shouldn't go to Spurs. They're a direct rival. I don't really feel like that strongly about it because he was at Chelsea for 2 seasons, but I will say that Antonio Conte is like one of my favorite coaches that we've had when he was at the club. I was so happy because Chelsea were performing so, especially that first season that we were in 10th and then he took us to first. And fun fact, he's the only Premier League manager other than Pep or Klopp to get over 90 points in like the past decade or something like that. Like, he's ridiculous. So I think that it's a really good signing for Spurs. I'm interested to see how it works out with Daniel Levy as well, because I don't see him like splashing the cash off that much. And I think that that's been like the main reason why Conte has left his clubs, is that they haven't backed him. And I also find it kind of interesting that they were going for him so hard this summer and then he didn't go.
Yeah.
And that's how they eventually ended up getting Nuno. But now all of a sudden it's like so quick. So I wonder like what has changed in that time, if they're offering him some like crazy thing or they realize that they made a mistake. I don't know.
Yeah, it does seem strange because obviously I know he worked with the director of football at Juventus, I believe, or something along those lines. And obviously he did not necessarily reject them in the summer, but he said like it wasn't the right project for him at the time, and everyone said he was waiting for Manchester United job, and that hasn't come around. So yeah, I wonder what Daniel Levy said to make him change his mind this time. I don't know. I don't know what he said, but it'll be very interesting to see what he does there.
Do you think that he can get the best out of these players? Because I think that that's something that's so like characteristic of Conte, is that he can take players that look pretty average and make them look world class. Obviously, Harry Kane has been having like a really bad season so far. I think the positive of their team is Heung-min Son, the likes of Dele Alli, who's been out of the team for like 2-ish years. He had like such a high potential and then kind of just like fell off. So do you think that he's going to be able to make a true difference and get this side actually competing again this season?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you're gonna get anyone to come in, like you need a Conte, for example, because the players obviously don't believe in the manager, and I'm not saying that's right at all. I think if you've got an obligation to a contract, and I think you should play the best that you possibly can at all times. But they obviously didn't believe in Nuno. Højbjerg's interview at the weekend wasn't necessarily golden in terms of Nuno and in terms of the dressing room. So Conte should be able to get the best out of them. He won't let egos get in the way, apart from maybe his own. So that should be a good thing for now, for the short term. But yeah, it'll be very, very interesting to see what he does with them. And he's a winner at the end of the day. So, whatever happens, he will make sure that he does get the best out of them, so that it doesn't reflect badly on him.
Yeah, I'm glad that we've already played Spurs at least once this season, because I tell you, I am a little bit nervous knowing his track record and how he could just absolutely transform teams. Super, super impressive. So I think if Spurs do manage, it seems like they are going to get him. I don't think it's 100% official just yet.
No.
Massive cup for them. And I actually tweeted, like, Man United fans, how are you feeling about this? And they're all like super upset because they all wanted Conte to come in. So it's really an interesting dynamic there. But moving along to the other game. So obviously Spurs lost 3-0 to United. So kind of just touching on that, do you think that it was like a dominant United performance, or just a really bad Spurs performance, or maybe a little bit of both?
I think it was mixture of both, because obviously Ronaldo was on top form again, Ronaldo form at the weekend, which he hasn't been for a good few weeks now. Even I would go as far as to say since the Newcastle game, he hasn't really been on his best form. So that was a good for him that he came back. I thought Man United were quite dominant actually, and that performance probably saved Ollie's job, which is crazy in a sense. But yeah, Tottenham just looked. They play like very defensive, and I know they did under Jose as well. But it's just crazy that Nuno hasn't managed to get the best out of them, when at Wolves he was so good and he did so well with Wolves, and he's got arguably a better squad at this point in time. So yeah, it was just a very dominant Man United performance in my opinion. I don't think Spurs offered that much really.
Yeah, I felt, I was rewatching the goals early, and I just felt like Spurs just let United have as much time on the ball as they wanted. They weren't really attacking. And I was reading an article. I have some absolutely crazy stats about Spurs. So looking at all of the 20 teams in the Premier League so far this season, Spurs are joint bottom for shots with Norwich. They're 19th in expected goals, only ahead of Norwich. And they're 19th in goals as well, only ahead of Norwich, 9 goals. So that's pretty crazy. I think it was their third 3-0 loss as well this season, maybe. So it's just been absolutely shocking for Spurs. Looking at another pretty shocking loss, Man City lost 2-0 or 0-2, I guess, if you're looking at it. They play at home against Crystal Palace. Shocking. Laporte got a red card, and really Conor Gallagher, who's a Chelsea loanee, I'd like to point out, got a goal and an assist, and he's arguably been Palace's player of the season. So did you watch that game? What did you think about it? Because I didn't watch it. I saw the highlights, and I was like, this is shocking.
Yeah, me too. I saw the highlights as well. And honestly, Conor Gallagher literally ran the show. Conor Gallagher and Zaha just absolutely ran that show. It was really crazy to watch Man City just crumble the way that they did. I don't know why they did or what happened, but they just did not look at the races that day at all. Conor Gallagher is absolutely incredible. I think what a player he is. Again, Chelsea talent, the Le Cobham is just the best academy in the league right now. I would say right now, but actually in the league in general. But yeah, Crystal Palace looked really, really strong. And I think a lot of people are eating their words about Vieira right now, because I know when he came into the job, a lot of people said that he was probably the first to get sacked and they didn't know how he was going to do, but he has got that team looking really, really strong, and he's got a tune out of Benteke, which is something that previous managers have not been able to do quite a few times over. So yeah, they look really good at the moment.
Yeah, I found it quite shocking that City kind of crumbled, especially with the red card. I mean, they did have a goal disallowed, at least one goal disallowed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, especially when they played so dominant against us, you always wonder why couldn't this have been against us? But yeah, another shocking performance. Something else that was surprising, Liverpool drew 2-2 to Brighton at home. Brighton have had a really great start of the season. I'm just pulling up the Premier League table now because I think they're in seventh right now, which is incredible. Liverpool did have 2 goals disallowed, but I mean, I think it just speaks so highly to Brighton, and another point dropped or 2 points dropped for Liverpool as well.
Yeah, Brighton looked really, really good again. They haven't spent a lot of money in the summer. You know, they got maybe, I think it was like 2 or 3 signings in, Cucurella and maybe one more. But they haven't spent loads. Graham Potter is obviously a very good coach because despite their league finish last year, they still played really, really good football last season. And you know, to come back the way that they did against Liverpool, I thought the goals in that game were very, very, very good. Trossard's goal was brilliant. And yeah, who was the other guy who scored? Mwepu, I think, on Mwepu, however you say it. He was really, really good. Ridiculous goal. So yeah, to come back from that is brilliant. And they're going pretty well so far. I think Graham Potter might be quite desirable to some clubs over the next coming months, and I wouldn't mind him in Newcastle, let me tell you that. But yeah, looking really, really good so far, and surprising from Liverpool actually.
Yeah, so with that being said, I kind of want to bring a Chelsea perspective to it, guys, because you know I'm a Chelsea fan. So City dropped points, Liverpool dropped points. Ken, I'm sorry to bring it up. Chelsea beat Newcastle 3-0. I know that it must have been so hard for you. I actually was feeling very nervous in this game, and maybe if I rewatched, I wouldn't have felt as nervous. But up until like the 60-something minute, I was like, I could see this being a 0-0. Like I really could.
100%. Sorry, I was miles with that. Yeah, 100%. And I thought the first half we offered nothing, but we defended well, and that was like the main thing. Carl Darlow's distribution for us was embarrassingly bad. Every single time he got the ball, he was just throwing it back, and everyone was in position already. It was just taking so long. We got a yellow card for time waste in the first half. I was like, guys, come on, like it's just actually really embarrassing, to be honest. And I was so surprised it was 0-0 at half time. And then obviously second half, Reece James, you know, beautiful, 2 beautiful goals from Reece James. Stupid penalty, and you really don't want to give a penalty away to Chelsea when you've got one of the best penalty takers in the world in the squad in Jorginho, so you really don't want to do that. But yeah, from our perspective, we played really badly, I thought, in the second half. In fact, obviously everyone knows that I have a season ticket and we go to the home games, and we actually came out at 75 minutes because we just couldn't physically watch anymore. And that's not like us. We always stay to the end. Like me and my family, we always stay at the end no matter what, and we came out because it just got too much to watch. Like there was just no point about doing anything. I don't think we passed forward that game. Like it was just so bad. And great for you guys. As I said, Reece James was just fantastic. And everyone around you kind of dropped points, I guess, apart from Man United, really. But yeah, so good result for you guys as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was going into that game thinking it was going to be hard, and to be fair to you guys, I did think that you defended well, and then like Reece James' goal was just like a golazo. Like there was no defending against it. It was just like, really brilliant. So I think if there's anything to take away, it was like a moment of individual or 2 moments of individual brilliance from Reece James in very identical goals. But I thought that especially in the first half, you guys had like the defense was very good. You had tight lines, but you just had like everybody behind the ball, and Chelsea historically have struggled to break that down. But what do you think needs to happen? Do you need to appoint a manager in order to see change? Like, are you getting nervous at all? Because I know, you know, you just have these incredible owners, and you obviously don't want to get relegated before they can make any proper investments in the club as well.
That is a worry now, relegation. I mean, it was a worry anyway, relegation, but watching performances like that, I just think we have played. So this is our second joint worst start to the season ever, like in the whole of the history of our club. And the last one came under Rafa Benitez's last season. However, in those first 10 games, we played all of the top 6. This time round, we haven't. We've played Watford, we've played Burnley, we've played Southampton, we've played Wolves. So for me, it's like where's our next win going to come from? Well, our first win going to come from, unless it's against Norwich, who we don't have yet. Like we don't have for. I don't even know if we've got them in December even, because we've got like Brighton next, Brentford afterwards. We've got Man City, Arsenal after that. So I genuinely don't know where we're going to get a win from before Christmas. And that is concerning because we're already 6 points from safety now. And I just don't know what's going to happen. The team at the weekend was a disgrace, actually. The team selection was a disgrace from Graham Jones, who I'm very surprised he's chosen and gone down that same route as he did at Crystal Palace, because he's seen the badness, like the way we've played the last 2 years. He's seen the, embarrassing style of football, and he's continued to play like that. And I just don't understand it. So really, sooner or later now, we need an appointment. Absolutely desperately need a managerial appointment. And I don't mean just anyone. I mean someone that can actually come in and historically has got a tune out of worse players. So obviously Unai Emery has been a massive, massive talking point today. And I will be extremely happy if we brought Unai Emery in. He's traditionally worked with lower clubs in both of the clubs that he managed in lower divisions in Almeria and I can't remember the other one, Locos Deportivo. He has got them promoted in the first season, and the first time in Almeria's history got them promoted. So realistically, we need that appointment like ASAP now, because we need to put that foundation in place, and we need to become, if we can't win, we need to become hard to beat, and like we need to at least get a draw. And I don't see any of that at the moment. We're really, really worried. And I think by the time January comes, I think we'll just be way too far adrift to even consider getting out of it. And that's a huge concern for us right now.
Yeah, I totally get that. So hopefully you have Brighton up. It would be a difficult task, but hopefully you can at least get a draw out of that. And
yeah, hopefully. The way they play right now, I don't know. And it's away. We always struggle against Brighton as well. But they struggle against us weirdly, so it's normally a draw. But yeah, they beat us last season, but I just can't see us getting anything from that game. So fingers crossed. Who do you guys have next?
We play Burnley, who we have historically struggled against as well, like always, because they typically play like a low block, but we have them at home. And thing about Chelsea, I've been saying it, like I don't think we've been playing like that well, but the defenders have been scoring a lot of goals. But really, you're not seeing goals from attackers against you. 2 Reece James goals and a penalty from Jorginho. Like the attackers really aren't scoring goals. Which is, I guess it's good that the defenders are stepping up, but I also wonder how long this can last realistically, if they will continue to keep doing that. So just TBD. But I do think that we're playing pretty well, and I think Burnley should be kind of a straightforward game, hopefully.
Yeah, I think so.
The big match of the weekend is Manchester United face Man City, and I really don't know which way it's going to go, because I feel like Ole always gets a result like when he needs one. Man City are coming off of a loss. They're probably going to want to get a win. How do you see this going down?
I'm sure Ole has relatively good record against Pep as well. I'm sure like one of the last season maybe they beat them 2-0. And yeah, he's under pressure, and that's when he thrives and gets the results he needs. So especially with Man City losing at the weekend. If Man City had won at the weekend and Man United had won at the weekend, I would have maybe gone into the game being a little bit more confident in Man City. But seeing the way that they crumbled against attacking Crystal Palace, when Manchester United have fantastic attackers in the team, I'm starting to wonder how this game's going to go. I honestly could not even guess at this point. I would maybe hazard a guess at a draw, because obviously both teams are kind of in limbo. You don't know really where they're at the moment. But yeah, I would hazard a guess at a draw, maybe a 2-2 draw, because I think there's going to be goals. I just don't know how it's going to go, really.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like a 1-1 or a 2-2.
Yeah.
So TBD. I mean, I feel like it could go either way, especially with teams in the top 6. Like Ole either goes for a draw or he'll get like a remarkable win. Like it doesn't really go any other way. So it'll be interesting. But guys, we're trying like a new format. We've just hit 20 minutes. So I think that this is a good place to close the stream. Let me know in the comments down below if you prefer this style of video. That's just very quick, 20 minutes. I think it's a little bit easier to digest as well. So that's what we're going for. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Ken, as always, thanks so much for joining. Guys, make sure to sub to her channel and follow her on Twitter as well. Ken, any final words that you want to say?
As always, thank you. Yeah, let us know if you prefer these shorter videos, because obviously YouTube algorithm is really weird at the moment. So just trying anything we can. Obviously, make sure you sub to the channel as well and keep liking the videos, because that always helps. It always helps if you like the videos. But yeah, we will hopefully see you again next week. Maybe after Newcastle's first win. I don't know. I'm just hoping and praying.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Big fingers crossed. We need it. And obviously Ellie's going to hope for a Chelsea win as well. And I'll hope for it for her as well, because you know what? They're nowhere near us right now. Like we're not a threat to them. So I can hope for that for her.
Oh, thanks, Kendall. Well, guys, hope that you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Until next time, we're out.